Welcome to In Tune with Watson Tunez. I'm Watson Tunez, your host and pop rap recording artist. My music is part of the Live Beyond You Service Challenge, a charitable endeavor to promote community service and to help your favorite charity win up to $5,000. Visit livebeyondyou.org for more details. In 2015, I founded Beyond Me Initiative, a nonprofit and social enterprise empowering people to live beyond themselves and embrace a life of service, compassion, and generosity. Let me give you the behind-the-scenes insight into my music and humanitarian journey. My goal is to inspire you not only to live a better life, but to also make a difference and contribute to building a more caring society. Enjoy today's episode and subscribe to Watson Tunez with a Z on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. So, following the account of a devastating earthquake that struck Haiti in January 12, 2010, I embarked on a mission to organize a humanitarian trip aimed at reconnecting with my biological family. So I didn't have this grand scheme of things to go out and start a humanitarian movement or Beyond Me initiative or anything like that. It wasn't really part of the plan. It was just me and a group of my friends were gonna go back to Haiti. They were gonna be there to support me as I reconnect with my biological family. And from that initial drive to do that, it's something way beyond myself formed. And so we called that, later it would be known as Beyond Me Initiative, but at the time we called it Operation Haiti. So when the earthquake struck in 2010, about a year and a half later, as I was a senior at Ferndale High School, which is a school in Ferndale, Washington, I began rallying a group of my closest friends to join me on this journey. And we were just determined to make this trip a reality. And so I kind of devised a plan for each student to undertake a specific project as part of their senior project, because most of us as part of my group of friends, we were all seniors. So we had to do some form of a senior project to demonstrate that we could put something like a real world problem. We could solve some form of a real world problem or a real world issue, or, follow through with a passion that we had to create some form of a tangible learning experience that had some real world impact with it. So that's essentially was the senior project. And again, I wasn't doing this for my senior project, but it aligned, and everybody else, it aligned really well, because what we were doing was going to make an impact, and there was a lot of learning that needed to happen in the midst of it. With a group of about 12 individuals, we needed to raise about $24,000 to make this trip to Haiti really work. And despite my desire to undertake the journey earlier because of the 2010 earthquake, I was a sophomore in high school at that time, and I was involved with a lot of different activities. And during my junior year, I had sports, I had academics, I had just a social life, and I was really beginning to dabble into music at that time. And so just a lot of stuff was going on, and it was very difficult for me to drop it all to go down to Haiti right after the earthquake. But that was essentially when I wanted to do this, but it just was busy with a lot of different activities. Upon learning about the earthquake's impact, I immediately tried to figure out what was going on with my biological family at that time. And thankfully, some missionaries that were connected to my church were able to let me know that my family was okay. The earthquake happened mostly in Port-au-Prince area, which it killed about 200,000 people and leaving about almost 2 million people homeless in the midst of all this. But my family lived about 2 hours north of Port-au-Prince in this community called Tout-Fonban. And so they were okay in the midst of all the chaos that was happening in Port-au-Prince at that time. So in the aftermath of the earthquake, which garnered a lot of global attention, and humanitarian aid just poured in, and a lot of celebrities. I remember We Are the World 25 for Haiti. That was really inspiring for me when a lot of the artists came. You had, Justin Bieber, you had Usher, you had Will I Am, you had LL Cool J, you had Snoop Dogg. Everybody came together. All these celebrities were coming together to do a remake of We Are the World, which was written by Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie. And everybody had organized it about 25 years ago. And at that time, the cause that was being supported was famine that was happening in Ethiopia and Sudan and other parts in Africa. And it was to raise money for that and awareness through USA for Africa at that time. And that played a huge inspiration for me with Beyond Me and with Operation Haiti and what we were trying to do. I saw that music for the first time could be used to raise awareness and also address humanitarian type of social causes. And it was the first time that I saw that. Typically, I thought of music was separate from humanitarian causes, but We Are the World kind of blended all that because people got to donate, and when they bought the single, and then it was being donated to charitable causes that were helping Haiti recover after the earthquake. And that was the first time in my life that I actually saw, wow, music could be a solution and to raising awareness and to help people know that, hey, I can be responsible to help save a life. And it was the first time that I saw music and charity and humanitarian causes, philanthropy, social entrepreneurship, all of that stuff really began to play a role when I saw all these artists and celebrities using their art, using their gifts and creativity to make a tangible impact. And I'm like, wow, I really want to do that. And so that inspired me to put together a mixtape that was called Operation Haiti, which was the same name of the whole humanitarian effort at the time. And that was what inspired me to really get into music, but have my music focus and drive people to have a heart for humanity and compassion, love, generosity, and resilience in the midst of this, because there's a lot of, when you're dealing with a lot of human suffering and things happening, people can get compassion fatigue and they can have a lot of burnout, because in Haiti is a nation that is plagued with a lot of natural disaster, political instability, and just a lot of craziness that's happening, gang violence and everything. And right now, currently, there's a gang war happening in Haiti. And it's like the rest of the community is facing a lot of compassion fatigue in the midst of all that, because it's like you keep trying to help countries like Haiti, and it doesn't seem like anything that you're doing is actually causing like any form of tangible impact. And so people get compassion fatigue in the midst of that. So this was the beginning of my journey. And so I hadn't experienced a lot of compassion fatigue for the people of Haiti. And that wouldn't experience that till closer to 2014. But at that time, upon learning of this crisis and this, earthquake and everything, I was like, I really need to do something. And music was my first act of love, of bringing a bunch of songs that I had been working with Greg Otterholt, which at the time he was kind of this music mentor to me, and he gave me some of his music equipment and a computer, and I began producing my own beats, and I began producing my own lyrics and recording hours and hours in my room, working on my art and practicing and trying to put together a mixtape, which is just a list of different songs called Operation Haiti. And it was an incredible experience of writing those songs. I really wanted to express the way that I felt towards helping those who are in need. And it was the first time that I actually didn't worry so much about myself and my needs. And I began to say, wow, how can I use this gift that God has given me through music to begin to be kind of the arms and feet of Jesus, because of a Christian background that I grew up. And my parents, my adopted dad, who found me and my youngest sister, Cece, in Haiti, about 10 years before the earthquake that happened in 2010, him and my mom really instilled in me the value of serving others and living a life that you have to do more than just tell people what you believe and be a witness. And but if you found opportunities to be able to make a tangible impact in people's lives through your service, um, do it. Live beyond yourself. Be part of something that's bigger than yourself. The world just doesn't only involve around your needs and what you want. If you want what you want, serve somebody else, help somebody else get what they want, and in return, you'll get what you want. So those were some of the values that they instilled in me of love, compassion, resilience, generosity, and service. These were some of the values that my parents instilled in me, and that's how I incorporated them through with the Beyond Me initiative today. So being part of the Beyond Me ambassador, it means that you embody these types of values and these ethos. Essentially, what we're trying to do, live beyond you, really explains the whole thing. And Beyond Me, those were the values that were taught to me by my adopted parents. One of the amazing things about the trip is that it also gave me an opportunity to help two of my closest friends, E-Man and Nate, who I love dearly, and connected with them because they had a similar story as me. We were all adopted from Haiti by American parents who went out of their way to give us a chance. And we felt like this trip gave us an opportunity to go back, to reconnect with our roots, but to actually find some tangible way of giving back to our community in Haiti. Because it felt really, when you are adopted from Haiti, it's you live in this really strange world where you are from very impoverished circumstances and environment. And when you come to America after being adopted, you have this kind of survival guilt, where it's like, well, why am I so fortunate to live in America and to have opportunity, whereas others don't have those same opportunities? And so this survival type of guilt really plagues you, and you feel like you don't really belong in the US because you can't fathom the culture, and it takes a while for you to learn English, and you struggle. People make fun of you and everything. And those are some of the things that I experienced. And so when I began this Operation Haiti, I was able to transcend some of those personal boundaries and limitations that I felt as an individual as I focused more on serving others. It helped me really find purpose and find that I could be part of something that was bigger than me. And this was with me being in high school. And so the Beyond Me ambassador is somebody to me that is looking for ways to live beyond themselves, to be part of something where they can use their gifts and creative capacities and give back to their communities, and they can partner with charities to be able to make a tangible impact, whether they're passionate about homelessness or stopping hunger in their community, or the poverty in the community, or sex trafficking, or anything like that. They're going to use their gifts and creative capacities to make a tangible difference. And that's what it's all about. The first steps to the Operation Haiti was enlisting a team. And my first task for this humanitarian trip that I was taking on to reconnect with my biological family, it began in around June and July of 2011, at the end of my junior year and going into my senior year. And I began recruiting some of my closest friends, and they included Ali, who at the time was taking classes at community college along with Jake, and who was a semi-pro football player at the time, and several of my peers from Ferndale High School, which included Emily, Katie, Connor, E-Man, and Nate. Those were all my peers, and I hung out with all of them all the time. We would just hang out. We were a gang together, but this trip really bonded us, and we spent a good 8 months together to really prepare and bring this trip together. It took us about 5 months to prepare for the trip, and then we were there. And then after we came back, we reunited again several times and several occasions to kind of keep that spirit that we had formed in this family environment that we had formed. We brought everybody together, and we will continue to stay in touch for many years. To provide guidance and mentorship during the trip, we knew like we were high school seniors, but we were not going to be able to take this trip on our own. We needed to bring some adults and some people with some experience on this trip. So I enlisted Marianne, which who is Katie's mom, and I enlisted her to come and just provide emotional support for the girls, because when you're trying to reconnect people with their families and everything, um, it's a very emotional type of thing, and so I wanted them to be there to help us through all of that. And then I brought Connor's dad, Mike, along, Pastor Mike. And Pastor Mike was our children's pastor at Cornwall Church, which is a church in Bellingham, Washington, that I grew up really in since I was adopted and came to America. That was the only church that I knew, and it was growing rapidly in Bellingham, Washington. So, and that's where, Cornwall Church really began. And he served as children's pastor at our church at the time. The operation lacked a formal name, and it wasn't until another mentor of mine, Jeff Shaw, who, him and I, we were just shooting hoops at the time at church, and he came up with the phrase Operation Haiti, and that really resonated with me and became kind of the official moniker for the whole endeavor. And so I began spearheading this establishment, and it kind of began as a group of us from Fellowship of Christian Athletes, FCA, which was beginning to form my junior year of high school at Ferndale High School, and that kind of grew and blew up on its own. And now, it's taken new heights. And someone that I was really close to was John Shaw, which is the twin of Jeff Shaw. And I was very close with John Shaw, and I invited him to be part of this trip. And I called him Papa Shaw at that time. So he was a teacher at first to me. I grew really close with him because he attended the same church as I did. He was my basketball coach, and then he became a mentor to me and more of like another father figure for me. So I called him Papa Shaw. And so him and I really bonded in this trip, and he was there, and we would read our Bibles together. We would just begin to really have those really deeper spiritual type of conversations that I didn't always have with my adopted dad. I didn't have a lot of spiritual conversation with him, but I knew that my dad was always there, and I'm so grateful for my adopted dad, Charlie George. And I owe everything that who I am, he plays a big role in influencing that. With my multifaceted endeavor for this trip really began late 2011. After I enlisted everybody to be part of this trip, we began a fundraising campaign that included multiple different aspects. And my mixtape was the first aspect. I formed that mixtape, and then I got in the studio with Greg Otterholt, and we began to mix everything together. And to be honest, the mixtape wasn't my best work, but it got me into the rhythm of creating music. And for the first time, I was in the studio, and I got to begin the endeavor of learning how to record, how to get my vocals to align, and writing songs, and just falling in love with the process of creating music for the first time in the studio. And Greg Otterholt telling me a little bit more about the vocals and just helping me be able to put the project together. That was amazing. And then being able to sell the project for, each mixtape was roughly around $10. And I raised about $1,000 through selling that, the mixtape. And all of that went towards the trip and everything. And some of those songs that I had in there was Trust You, A Friend Is, Children of the Light, Every Tear I Cry, and Call on Him. All of those really encapsulated the spiritual journey of where I was at that time, and what I was undergoing, and what motivated me to step out of my comfort zone, because I was very shy at the time, and I never thought that I would be called to lead a humanitarian type of trip like this, an impact trip back into my home country, because I never thought I'd go back and get to reconnect with my biological family. I never thought that was going to be possible until I began this endeavor to make this trip a reality and bring these group of people together. And there was about 11 of us all together that got to go. And it was dubbed Operation Haiti. And so our first endeavor was my mixtape. And I sold, I don't know how many copies I sold, maybe around 100 copies that I sold of the mixtape. I raised around $1,000. And then additionally, we did a beneficial concert that was called A Taste of Haiti. And there we provided people with some samples of Haitian food that we tried our best to make. But I remember after now that I'm surrounded by a Haitian community, we were just, you had Americans trying to make Haitian food, and it didn't taste the best in my opinion, but at the same time, we got it through and people tried it, and it was a taste of Haiti. And we had some Haitian cuisine. We invited the drum line to come, Ferndale High School drum line, to be part of this. And then we had just everybody in the community that just kind of poured in. And at the middle school, we invited everybody to pack the place out. And my mentor, Greg Otterholt, got to be the MC. And we invited everybody to come out on stage that was going on the trip. And then I remember that we also got an opportunity to share our story. And we had, at Cornwall Church, we had filmed all of our group together telling our story and why we wanted to go and what this trip meant to us. And we got a chance to really share that. And I think that captivated a lot of people, and people were like, it gave them something to look forward to and some excitement at our school. Besides the beneficial concert, we wrote letters to all of our friends and families, asking them to sponsor this project and this trip and to donate everything to Cornwall Church, who was handling the administrative aspect of the trip and the funds. And then anything that they donated, it was tax deductible, encouraging people to donate. And I believe we raised probably close to $10,000 to $12,000 just through writing letters to people. We raised probably around close to 40% of our trip came from people writing letters. So all of our members wrote letters to their friends and families, and we got an opportunity to raise a lot of funds through letter writing. Apart from that, I remember Emily and Katie spearheading a Healing Hearts in Haiti fundraiser, 5K walk or run. And that proved to be very successful, despite the fact that it rained on us that day. But people came out, and we were out there in the track and field, and we were all supporting each other. And we asked corporate sponsors to donate water bottles and prizes for everybody that participated. And then we printed off shirts for everybody that said Healing Hearts in Haiti, fundraiser, walk and run. And it was really cool seeing everybody in the community come together and support us in this endeavor. It was really cool. Again, for a span of about 5 to 6 months, we were hitting one fundraiser after another to raise, close to $25,000. It was incredible seeing everybody just come together and be part of something like this. Was absolutely amazing. It reminded me of like how one person's, journey and vision, done right, it can really bring a whole community and a group of people together, and amazing things can happen when we are willing to step out of our comfort zone, live beyond ourselves, and use our gifts and creative capacity to inspire other people to come along for this ride. And almost it becomes like this bandwagon starts to form. And what happens there is that people start feeling silly when they're not part of it, and everything. It reminded me of like Hands Across America and people coming together and forming one of the world's largest human chains, from people just holding hands and being part of making this thing happen. When you do like trips like this, humanitarian type of trips like this, the bulk of the expenses go towards, the plane tickets, lodging, food, and travel arrangements. So that's why we had to raise such a large amount of money to be able to go on this trip. But we really felt there was something special about us going, rather than just donating all those funds to a charitable organization. There's something about us stepping foot in Haiti and trying to help, because a lot of positive change and positive things happen simply because we went, rather than just only donating. So while we encourage people to donate funds to charitable causes, there's something about you physically, actively going out and serving your community. There's something special about that, especially when it's locally here. You're impacting lives of people who are here, right here in your community. You don't have to go thousands of miles away to do that. We have people that are in need right here in our community, and we have an opportunity to help them. And that was the message that I was trying to bring back to the people that went with me, through my friends and my family and people that came with us. Like, you don't have to go thousands of miles. Like, we need to look within here, look into our communities and help. Upon the arrival of our team in Haiti, we had a very packed itinerary, which included launching a new school in St. Mark. Since our church was sponsoring this humanitarian type of trip, there were some things that we had to do to kind of represent them. So we helped paint a new school in St. Mark. We helped with YWAM program, and we helped with an orphanage, really start an orphanage, and we gave out a lot of clothes. We had done a clothing drive before we left, and we had over 50 duffel bags. Each of them were about 50 pounds of clothes in there, all packed together, and we had to carry them. We had like 2 Jeeps in Haiti, and we were carrying all these duffel bags of over 3,000 pounds of clothes. It was ridiculous how much clothes that we had, of the whole community coming behind us and donating clothes and helping us be able to bring clothes to the people of Haiti. It was amazing. I had a lot of people who never paid any attention to me, step up and say, wow, it's amazing what you're doing to help and give back to the people of Haiti. And these people would never talk to me before. And it wasn't about the attention that I was receiving. It was more about the example that I wanted to be of somebody who loved others, because I didn't want to make Beyond Me about me. I didn't want this whole thing to be about me. And look at me, guys. I'm doing good for the people of Haiti. I didn't want that to be. I didn't want it to be like the people that were serving and doing the activities. It was more about them than those it was being served. And this was not the case. I didn't want that to be. So that's why, like, me being Haitian, helping my own people, it was something that naturally that I did. And my goal was to use that to inspire Americans here to serve their fellow Americans, rather than just, only support people that were from another country. My emphasis was, let's get involved with our local community here, because people here are in need. And these are our neighbors. They're right here. We step outside of our homes, the people around us, those are our neighbors. And it was trying to set an example. It just happened to be that this was a humanitarian crisis because of an earthquake erupting in my country, and that what put me in this whole endeavor into the map. But it didn't require that in order to get people to come together and to serve. And so that's what I was trying to really show, that this wasn't about me. So a Beyond Me ambassador is somebody who uses their gifts and creative capacities to help others. But at the end of the day, it's not about us. It's about the people we are serving. And we need to put the spotlight on them and the issues and everything, the humanitarian issues. Our songs need to promote humanitarian initiatives and really raise awareness and public awareness about these issues. And it was very, very important that my songs, it was very important that this cause that we were doing, this trip, reflected that. So upon returning home after all the amazing things, after reconnecting with my family in Tufambon, after partnering with the missionary Betty Snyder to start a school in my community and helping over 100 kids and their families and everything, it was amazing to come back home. And I needed to take some time to reflect on that, because when you ever, you're reuniting with family and everything, the whole experience was very heartwarming, but at the time it was very heavy on me emotionally. My family yearned for my presence in Haiti, both physically and financially. They were hoping that I could alleviate some of their struggles. And despite their unintentional pressure, I really struggled with the realization that I couldn't be their savior. I was limited in my own capacity. I was broke. I didn't know what the future held for me. I had so much plans of things that I wanted to do, and I did not want to give them any unrealistic expectations. And so I couldn't say yes to when they asked for money. I couldn't say I was going to do X, Y, Z, because at the end of the day, I could not promise them that anything would be done, and simply because I am not there and I'm thousands of miles away from them. And I broke down crying, and the guilt of returning home to a life of comfort and luxury that I have in America while they were enduring hardship in Haiti, it continued to gnaw and gnaw and gnaw at me. And why was I granted so much opportunity in America where these people were suffering so much? And it really, really, really shook me up, because I had a lot of survival guilt and everything that I experienced. Because after you've been even a day in Haiti, and you see that the way that people are living without food and water, and they don't have any physical, clean drinking water, and a lot of their physical needs are not met, it shakes you up, and it makes you feel like, wow, why am I so fortunate whereas others are not? And it was something that really, really broke me down. And I couldn't explain it to anybody, because I don't think that the trip had the same type of impact on all of my friends that went with me on the trip as it did for me. I felt a sense of responsibility to keep this initiative going, because we had so much success. I didn't know what that would encounter at that time. I didn't know about Beyond Me Initiative, our nonprofit, and giving grants to charities. I didn't know about starting a whole record label and uniting artists together to create positive change, and using the We Are the World type of model of music, a charity, and then a cause, blending all that together to raise millions of dollars for those in need, and then completely distributing that to on the ground, at grassroots level, charities who would then carry on the work and make sure that it was being used properly. All of that was a big, huge influence because of this trip, because of me physically going. And like I said, the trip was so transformative for me. It was like my life was transformed because of this trip. It ignited a flame for me to nothing was going to stop me to going out there and helping people who are in need and understanding how to help them. It gave me a sense of social entrepreneurship, the need to sell products and services and provide an experience for people that they were willing to pay for. And in return, I could use proceeds that came from me providing a good or a service to people. And then I could, use that to help those in need. And so the idea of a charity, of music, and some form of a humanitarian cause, bringing people together to serve their local communities, that all evolved because of Operation Haiti. The Beyond Me Ambassador program came to life, and our campus club programs, all of that came to life because of Operation Haiti, because of me leading a humanitarian trip as an 18-year-old into my home country and starting a school. And then that it was like a snowball effect, right? The snowball started with me, and then it evolved to going to Haiti, then it evolved to a school, then it evolved to Beyond Me Initiative, then it evolved Beyond Me Entertainment, and it continues to grow through a movement of bringing people together. And allowing them to use their gifts and creative capacities to make a tangible difference right where they are at. And that is the Beyond Me initiative. So thank you guys for letting me share my story today. And I hope that this story will be more than just inspire you. I hope that you will join me on this journey to help those in your local community by taking on the Live Beyond You Service Challenge. And that basically what we're doing there is we are helping local charities win grant funding so that they can help people in need. Whether you're passionate about stopping hunger, homelessness, alleviating those who are in poverty, or sex trafficking, things like that. I just want to invite you to be part of this, to use your passion mixed with your gifts and creative capacities. And together, let's bring people, our families, our co-workers, our friends, let's bring them together and help them be part of something that's bigger than themselves, okay? So go to livebeyondyou.org. Again, that's livebeyondyou.org, and sign up and just learn more and join us on this challenge, because you won't regret it. You have an opportunity to help a local cause, a local charity in your area win up to $5,000 simply by doing 3 steps. Go in, purchase our music, right? Support the music. It all begins for us as artists. It all begins with the music. So you can go purchase the music, my latest album, Long Way to Go, at livebeyondyou.org. Okay, purchase the music, and then gather a group of your friends, your family, your co-workers, and register with a local charity. Okay, and find a local charity in your area and partner with them. We have all the resources that you need in order to make this possible at livebeyondyou.org. So go there, support the music, okay? Then go partner with the local cause, bring your friends and families together, and then find a local charity, register your group, your service group, register your service group and your charity at livebeyondyou.org. And as you're serving, take a really quick 2-minute video explaining why you served, what charity you served with, and the type of impact that it makes in your local community. Go to livebeyondyou.org, upload that, and then your charity that you served with will enter a raffle. And in that raffle, we choose charities to give grants up to $5,000 for those who have served the charity, get an opportunity to help their charity of choice win that. And so I'm not saying that just by participating in Live Beyond You Service Challenge, you will guarantee that you will win a grant for your charity, but I am saying that you have an opportunity here to make a difference just through your support, just through purchasing my latest album, Long Way to Go, and the bundles and the bonuses that we provide with that album, all wrapped together in a music bundle. You will be given an opportunity. You will be giving charities in your local area and around different areas in the world an opportunity to win grants just because you purchased our latest music bundle. So go to livebeyondyou.org and be part of the service challenge. And if you would like to be a Beyond Me ambassador, you definitely can. There's more information at livebeyondyou.org. And the ambassador program allows you to use your gifts and creative capacities, and you come up with some form of a tangible fundraising project that you want to do on the behalf of Beyond Me, and you donate the funds to our nonprofit charity, Beyond Me Initiative. And when you do, that gets pulled into the raffle that we're doing, money that we give to charities that have participated in the challenge on the behalf of individuals like me and you who want to be part of something that's bigger than ourselves and everything, and take on the Live Beyond You Service Challenge. So whether you want to be an ambassador or you just want to be an initiator that's going to go out, find a group of people, support the music, serve locally, and then share your story with us, log on, grab your phone, grab a computer, go to livebeyondyou.org and join our cause. Thank you so much for your support.
In Tune with Watson Tunez is brought to you by the Live Beyond You Service Challenge. Visit livebeyondyou.org to join the service challenge and help your favorite charity win up to $5,000. Come be part of an initiative to raise $1 million to give away to charities that are contributing to making the world a better place and bringing healing and restoration into your local community.